Rodrigo, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here with me. It's a pleasure to be able to interview you, and congratulations on your latest CPIEA awards. You did amazing. Very happy to see you on stage with us. So thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you, Ivan. The pleasure and the honor is all ours from our company here. This award was really very important to us to receive it and know that our work was recognized by the CPIEA team. So we become really glad and satisfied to receive that.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the idea of this very quick interview is for us to get to know more of you, and I'd like to start with the first question. So can you please tell me the name of your company and when you started it?
Okay, our company is called Vasto, Mundo, Intercâmbio. That in English, if we try to translate it, would be something like huge world intercâmbio. So
Okay.
is we try to transmit to our customer that the world is too large to you try to keep in just one place. So you have to learn, you have to get experience, you have to get cultural enrichment, and is what we try to transmit to our students. Vasto Mundo Intercâmbio.
Okay, that's very nice.
And we started this business. Sorry?
No, yes, this is a question. When did you start your business? Yes.
We started it in August of 2019. It was a result of the experience that we got as an international student living in Canada. So when we came back to Brazil, we decided to start this business to try to transfer some part of the experience that we got living in Canada as an international student.
Excellent, very nice. So 2019 was right before the pandemic, right?
Exactly. We had this luck moment. We started business in August of 2019. 6 months later, we were in Vancouver with a group of 30 teenagers, and the pandemic started in February when we just arrived back in Brazil. And we thought, oh my God, what we have done.
Oh my God.
But it was a learning, right? Was a fireproof for someone that was starting a business.
Yes, exactly. And you survived, so that's it.
Yes.
And
thank God.
Thank God. Yes. And how did you start working with international education? I know so many things to do. Why international education?
Yes, as a matter of fact, to tell you the truth, I am a lawyer as a original background here in Brazil. I am a lawyer since 1999, and I always have been working as a lawyer here in Brazil. And my wife is an architect and the partner of Vasto Mundo Intercâmbio, and she is a university professor. And when in the university, since 25 years ago, she started a project to take her students to know the architecture in the world. So I always went as a company, right? As a partner of her, as a husband. I always went together because I would like to know the place what they were visiting and try to help and make her give her some support with her students, because was something that she was doing as a volunteer in the university. We never did that as a business, or she never did that as a professional passion, right? She never earned anything, and just did that because she loves travel, and she tried to take their students and her own to see what she was teaching from the architecture in the world, around the world, right? And we had travel with her students to Barcelona, Porto, Lisbon, several different places in Brazil, to Greek, and some in Canada, including. So when we decided to live in Canada as an international student and spent there 1 year, when we come back to Brazil, we thought that she has this potential to develop as a business. So we decided to start in a very small size. Our company is a small company, a short company. It's a small company, right?
Okay.
And we understood that she has this potential to develop as a business, and we started the Vasto Mundo Intercâmbio professionally. So you said so many fields that you could develop a business, but specifically in this field, international education and international culture and relationship with young people, we know that Luciana could develop it as a high level of quality and high level of credibility. So we decided to start, and here we are.
Okay, excellent. Well, very nice story. So from teaching to international education. So it was a natural step for you, actually. That was very nice.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. And now, okay, so you started in 2019. There was the pandemic, 2-3 years of crazy life, and now things are picking up again. So how do you see the future of international education in your area, or in Brazil or around the world? How do you see it?
In any field, Ivan, any professional field or any academic field, I believe that is something you can't avoid. You cannot avoid, right? The road is not something rouge. It's not something far away, right? You can be here in Recife and work for a company in Japan. So you cannot avoid that. You cannot avoid this experience, international culture. You must be connected with the rest of the world if you want grow up. If you want have a professional career with prosperity, and if you want to break any kind of limits that you could imagine. So have, as a young, an international experience, improve your English, or if you already have English, try to get another language and be better all time. So I don't believe that international education is the future. I believe that is necessary today. If you want if you want to achieve this prosperity in your professional life, you must have it. You must try to have it. We know that is something that is not accessible for any kind of person, because mainly speaking, from Brazil. We know that we have a large segment of the society that is very hard to get an international experience, but I believe that you must try to do that.
Mhm.
The government has some kind of programs that takes this experience to someone that can afford, financially speaking.
Mhm.
But when you dreams with something, you can achieve it. You just have to put it in your mind and follow the steps to achieve it.
Mhm. Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. And the last question that I have for you is, um, you started your business in a critical moment in the history of mankind, and few, as you mentioned, 6 months later, the world collapsed, and you were just beginning your company. What is one important lesson that you have learned and that you would like to share with us?
Look, everyone and everything can have difficult moments. If you decide to give up, you always will win the difficulties, right? Of course, that was easier to us keep the Vasto Mundo existing because, as I told you, I have a background in the legal field, and my wife has a background in an architecture field. So, at this moment, that international education was not workable, we try to focus in the different segments, but we never thought to close or to finish Vasto Mundo Intercâmbio because we always believe that this difficult moment will be end, right? And I think it was a great leadership for everyone. For us, that was starting, but it was not more difficult to us, considering that we were small and we have a very short financial background to keep the business in a workable way. I think who faced the more difficult situation was the medium and the huge companies in this field, because they had a huge structure and a lot of employees, etc., etc., etc. So I think for this kind of companies, the pandemic period was a very good leadership. Of course, that was terrible, but led a good leadership that shows them that they could be in the same size without having the same huge structure, right? They reduce their structure, physical structure, they reduce their teams, they rethinking the way of work. And I think for these companies, the pandemic period teach a lot how they will develop this business in the future. Okay, and for us was good that show us that we didn't have expensive structure to be in this business. It teaches us that we could be who we are, and we could reach our segment in the society, being small, being who you are. The company composed just for two people, me and my wife. And it's working, in my opinion, very well, because we have receiving a great feedback from our customers, and we are seeing the numbers that we are increasing. We are a small company, but we are increasing our size and the numbers of customers that we reach. So if I believe that if the pandemic had not happened, we were already in a kind of store in a street with employees doing investments to try become bigger, and I really don't think that is necessary to someone work well and to someone increase in these segments just because you need to appearing like a medium or a great or a big company. Okay, the most important thing in this field, in my opinion, to someone who sell international experience, international leadership, mailing for the parents who send their kids is transmit confidence, transmit a good technical support, a good experience, and when you hire someone that didn't live this in their life, I don't believe that they can transmit this message as we can do. So I decided to keep my company as a small company until I don't know when, but the pandemic period teach me that.
Okay.
Be small, be confident, and do excellent work for the small segments that you can reach. It's something that I learned, and it's something that I can continue doing until I decided that is the moment you become bigger. Okay. It's not something that I think is necessary to increase, right?
Oh, that's a very nice lesson. So you can be small, but you can have excellence, and that's it. That's
exactly. You can be small, but you can be a reference of excellence. Okay. In this field.
This is a very, very good lesson that you were sharing.
And the CPIEA award show us that, right?
Yes.
The CPIEA award show us that. You can be right. Excellent being small.
Yeah, exactly. Now you are a world recognized agency, small agency, but recognized internationally. Congratulations.
Right. There is no difference from the CPIEA award for a small company to the CPIEA award for a huge company. Exactly. It's the same award.
That's right.
The difference is just the size of the companies, but the recognition is exactly the same. Exactly. Excellence in what you are doing.
Yes, perfect. Right? Yes, very good. Rodrigo, thank you so much for the interview. It was great. Lots of interesting lessons that you shared. I wish you all the best in this new cycle of your life, now that you are a CPIEA member. And I hope we can meet in person sometime soon. You're from Brazil, I'm from Brazil. Maybe we can meet at some point in São Paulo or in Recife, who knows, or even in Canada.
Sure, Ivan. We are grateful for this recognition, as I told you. I thank you very much for your time, for this opportunity, and believe me, it will be a great pleasure find you presentially and know you and meet you personally, even in São Paulo, in Recife, if you come here, or in Canada. Yes. Who knows? We are always going to Canada, and as I told you, my partner, Luciana, will be in Canada from 1 to 31 of July in this year with a group that will start in CLLC. So,
perfect.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and hope meet you soon.
Yeah, me too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.